Now in this lesson we look at the perimeter of a sector. Let's look at some examples. Now we need to find the perimeter correct to 1 decimal place. Now we have a semicircle here, which is half a circle. So the perimeter comprises of this part, the circumference, half a circumference, plus the straight edge as well. Now let's consider the circumference firstly. Now the formula for circumference, c equals 2 pi r. Now that would be for a full circle. So you see I've left a little bit of room in front because we only want half a circle. So we're going to write half times the 2 pi r. Now when we write that down, a half times 2 pi, we'll write a half times 2 times pi. Then we need to multiply by the radius. We can see that that 14 would be the diameter of that semicircle. So we need to halve that, we get 7. That's the radius. So we multiply by 7. Now when we calculate that, it works out to be 21.991 centimeters. We'll mark that in on the diagram there. Now that's not our final answer though, because we need to find the perimeter, which is made up of the straight edge as well, the 14 centimeters. So the perimeter equals the 21.991 plus the 14 as well. So let's add those two together. We work that out. It works out to be 36.0 centimeters. We've rounded off to 1 decimal place. Excellent. Our second example, we need to find the perimeter correct this time to 2 decimal places. Well, again, it's made up of the circumference part, okay, which is part of the circle. Then this straight edge, 5 centimeters, plus this other straight edge, which, if you think about it, would also be 5 centimeters. It's the radius of this sector. Now let's concentrate on this part of the circumference, also known as an arc. Now the circumference again, 2 pi r, that would be for a whole circle. We only want a fraction of the circle, and that fraction is 135 degrees out of a total of 360 degrees. So that's the fraction. So we multiply that by the 2 pi r. So if we work that out, okay, the radius is 5, so we're going to get 135 on 360 times 2 times pi times 5, and that works out to be 11.7809 centimeters. So let's mark that in on the diagram. But again, that's not our final answer. We're asked to find the perimeter, which is made up of the straight edges as well. So perimeter equals, all right, those 3 sides we need to think about, need to add them up, and we end up getting 21.78 centimeters, and it's been rounded off to 2 decimal places. Excellent. Well, that concludes the lesson. Make sure in your working you try to set out your work much like you've just seen. Nice and clear, nice and concise, but the steps need to be shown.